I'm Katie, your safety trainer, and today we're going to talk about line break safety. Line breaking is the intentional opening of a pipe, line, duct, or similar system that has carried hazardous materials. This can include flammable, corrosive, or toxic substances, as well as any fluid under enough volume, pressure, or temperature to cause injury.
Train, track, remind.
Train, track, remind! Do it!
Train, track, and remind.
Safety training doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. With GotSafety Lite, you get unlimited access to over 2,000 professionally made safety videos, all in English and Spanish, for just $10 a month. No contracts, no hidden fees, just simple, effective training. But maybe you need more than just videos. With our full GotSafety app, our learning management system, you can train, track, and remind your employees automatically. And what if you've already spent tens of thousands of dollars building your own learning management system? We get it. You don't have to start over. We can supply the content so you can keep using the system you've already paid for. But here's the kicker. If there's a video you need that we don't have, we'll make it for you at no cost because we're that confident you'll love GotSafety. 3 ways to get the training you need. 1 place to get it all. GotSafety, train, track, and remind. Line breaks are most often done during maintenance or repair work on these systems. Because of the materials, heat, and pressure that lines can contain, this task can be dangerous if it isn't handled properly. In this video, we'll go over the hazards you may face, the personal protective equipment that should be worn, the role of line break permits, and the safe work practices that can help reduce the chance of accidents or injuries while performing line breaking duties. When you're performing a line break, there are a number of hazards you need to be prepared for. Burns are one of the most obvious risks, and they can happen if you touch a heated pipe, come into contact with hot contents inside the line, or are exposed to corrosive or caustic chemicals. Your eyes are also at risk. Flying debris, components under pressure, or hazardous materials can all cause serious eye injuries if they make contact. Breathing hazards are another concern. When a line is opened, fumes, vapors, mist, or dust can be released into the air, which can irritate or even damage your respiratory system. In some cases, gases released from the line can displace oxygen in the area, creating a risk of asphyxiation. There's also the chance of an accidental release, where the contents of the line escape into the surrounding environment, creating both safety and environmental hazards. If hot work, like welding or cutting, is being performed on a line, the risk of fire or explosion increases as well. And don't overlook the effects of the environment itself. Working on outside lines can expose you to extreme heat or cold, which may lead to heat-related or cold-related illnesses. On top of all that, the repetitive motions involved in line-breaking tasks can take a toll over time, leading to repetitive motion injuries if you're not careful. Being aware of these hazards is the first step in taking the right precautions to protect yourself and others. To help protect yourself during line breaking work, you need to wear the right personal protective equipment for the specific line you're working on and the materials it may contain. That might mean a hard hat or helmet, along with safety glasses or goggles, and in some cases, a face shield for extra protection. Depending on the line, you may need chemical-resistant or flame-resistant clothing, along with gloves designed for the hazard, whether that's chemical-resistant, heat-resistant, or cut-resistant. Respiratory protection may also be required, so be prepared to use a respirator if fumes, vapors, or gases are a concern. For your feet, chemical-resistant boots or steel-toed boots may be needed. And since gas is released during a line break can be dangerous, a personal gas monitor is an important piece of gear to have with you. Before putting on any PPE, always inspect it for signs of wear or damage. If something looks worn out or broken, report it to your supervisor right away. Never use damaged PPE. It won't give you the protection you need. Many companies have developed in-house line break permits as an industry best practice. These permits are designed to help employees identify hazards, determine the proper personal protective equipment, and address other important items related to line breaking work. If your company has a permit system in place, it should always be filled out completely and in accordance with company policies and procedures before any line breaking begins. If you're unsure about how to properly complete the permit or have any concerns about the process, your supervisor is the person to ask. It's also important to remember that a line break permit might not be the only one required for the task. In some situations, additional permits, such as confined space permits or hot work permits, will need to be completed before work can start. If you're not sure whether these apply to the job you're doing, check with your supervisor so that all the necessary precautions are taken before the operation begins. Line breaking is serious work, and sometimes it's performed by third-party contractors. If that's the case, those contractors need to take time to read and understand the facility's procedures and policies for line breaking before they start. For anyone performing line breaking operations, only trained and authorized personnel should be doing the work. Before you begin, it's a good idea to check the weather forecast and dress appropriately for the conditions you'll be working in. If you're ever unsure about the forecast or how it might affect the job, talk with your supervisor. It's also important to know exactly what the line carries. If it's in use, be familiar with the contents. And if it hasn't been used in a while, make sure you know what it last carried. If you have questions about the contents, bring them to your supervisor. Along with that, take time to review the safety data sheet for the line's contents. If anything in the SDS isn't clear, your supervisor can help explain it. You also want to make sure the right emergency equipment is available. Depending on the job, that might include portable fire extinguishers, eye wash stations, showers, or escape respirators. This equipment should be set up or at least easily accessible in line with your company's procedures. Before a line is opened, all shutdown, isolation, locking, and clearing processes must be completed exactly as your company requires. If you're ever unsure about how this applies to a particular line, check with your supervisor. Lockout tagout procedures also need to be followed in full before beginning. On top of that, the line's pressure should be checked, and where needed, it must be depressurized according to company procedures before the work begins. The area around the line should be blocked off or barricaded to keep unauthorized people out, and all the tools you plan to use should be inspected. If a tool has worn, missing, modified, or damaged parts, it should be reported to your supervisor and not used for the job. Always use tools the way the manufacturer intended, and follow your company's procedures for every step of the operation. For lines that carry or have carried flammable or explosive materials, non-sparking tools should be used to help reduce the risk of fire or explosion. As you work, pay attention to your footing around the lines and position yourself safely. Don't stand directly in the path of where pressure or content should be released. Instead, stand to the side or in another designated safe area as outlined in your company's procedures. Finally, remember to give your body breaks. Line breaking often involves repetitive motions or awkward positions, and taking your provided rest and meal breaks helps you avoid fatigue and reduces the risk of injury. To wrap things up, line breaking is a routine part of maintaining and repairing systems, but it comes with real risks. The contents of a line, or even just the volume, pressure, or temperature of a fluid can put you in harm's way if the job isn't handled correctly. The best way to protect yourself is by wearing the right PPE and making sure every step is done in line with your facility's policies and procedures. And if you ever have questions or concerns about line breaking at your workplace, your supervisor is the person to go to. That's all for today's lesson. If you found this video helpful, check us out on social media. And as always, stay safe out there.